any chance of seeing it? Very clean.
Astounding.
From top secret records, filmed with the cooperation of the Department of Defense, comes the thrilling story of these fin-footed, goggle-eyed, beach-blasting heroes. They fight like men from another world, but they've got Brooklyn, Texas, and Missouri written all over their hearts.
So today, folks, we have a Naval World War II movie for you starring the great Richard Widmark. It's 1951's The Frogmen, co-starring Dana Andrews and Gary Merrill. It was directed by Lloyd and released on the 29th of June, 1951.
The plot. So what's it all about, mate?
The film follows the UDT naval underwater demolition teams fighting against the Japanese in the Pacific during the latter days of World War II. The units were a forerunner of sorts to the more renowned US Navy SEALs that would later follow. These specialized diving teams were tasked with blowing up beach defenses ahead of the main invasion forces' landings on Japanese-held islands. Taking command of this unit after the revered and much-loved commander has been killed in action is Navy Lieutenant Commander John Lawrence Widmark. He is a professionally aloof, strict disciplinarian, and his vastly different style does not endear him to the men, who regard him as cold, calculating, and cowardly. Will Commander Lawrence be able to keep discipline and win over the respect of his men? And will their sheer bravery alone be enough to carry out their most dangerous mission to date?
You're a brave man, all of you are. You wouldn't be in this outfit. Nobody questions that. The odds are too big against assuming that fish isn't armed. Okay, I'm scared too.
Conclusions. So what did you think, mate? The Frogmen is interesting in a historical sense, as it was the first feature film to depict the Navy's scuba diving units, and was popular at the box office. In fact, it was a great inspiration and recruitment driver for the more illustrious Navy SEALs that would follow. But to be honest, I found it to be a very dull and routine war film, with a weak story and little real action. The film lacks any real tension or dramatic high points, so you're left with the personality dynamic between Widmark and his men, which is fine up to a point, but you needed a better story and some on-screen tension to really maintain your interest. On the plus side, it has a solid supporting cast of familiar faces, and they're always great to watch Widmark, who has to carry the film for the most part on his own. Widmark is solid as the by-the-book leader who has the impossible task of filling the shoes of his idolised predecessor. His scenes with the men are the glue keeping the film together. Dana Andrews, to be fair, doesn't get much to do other than look on sternly, and Gary Merrill as Lieutenant Commander Pete Vincent likewise is pretty much wasted. The plot is based on the anecdotal recollections of real servicemen, which may explain its uneven narrative style. The film feels very repetitive in nature, as we get way too many scenes of men getting in and out of boats and some redundant diving shots. It all feels like so much filler for what a real taut war story should be. It's a pity because with an exciting and better told story, this could have been a good war film. Also a more worthy representation and fitting accolade for these incredibly brave men who quietly went about their vital, daring life and death missions during World War II. So for me, The Frogmen is a forgettable film, bland and desperately in need of a gripping story. I give it a soggy 6 out of 10 wartime score.